So today I'm going to be sharing how I make hoisin mushroom GUA baos, and I grew up eating these, but these are slightly different from the traditional ones that I used to eat. They're filled with hoisin mushrooms and some pickled carrots and cucumber plus some kimchi. So we're going to start off first by preparing some warm milk. So we're going to add in 3 teaspoons of sugar into the milk, and you're just going to mix that up to dissolve the sugar. And afterwards, go ahead and add in the instant dry yeast. So you're gonna mix that up as well. And basically, you're just gonna need to mix this together, and then we're gonna go and set this aside first. And then afterwards, once it's foamy and all bubbly, we're gonna go ahead and add in 1 tablespoon of neutral oil. So I use canola oil for this one, but any type of neutral oil will work. And just kind of stir that together. And we're gonna just go ahead and prepare the dry ingredients. So we're gonna need around 2 cups plus 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, cornstarch, some salt, and you're gonna mix that up together until it's well incorporated. And you're just gonna put a hole in and stir in the yeast and milk mixture, and you're just gonna mix that up until you get like a good and well incorporated dough. So this might take a while, and feel free to use your hands, which I did, and just kind of knead everything together until you have a ball of dough. So make sure to scrape the sides, and just make sure you kind of clean up the bowl so nothing goes to waste, and just keep kneading for around 5 to 10 minutes until you have a smooth ball of dough. So this takes a bit of patience, and you can do it on a floured surface if you're more comfortable, but I prefer to do it on a bowl for easier cleanup. So I just kept kneading this one until I had a ball of dough that was clean and didn't stick to my hands. So afterwards, just place it back into the bowl, and you're gonna cover it with a damp towel and leave it to rise for an hour. So once it rises, you're gonna have like a really like spongy looking type of dough, and just flour your surface here, and you can just go ahead and place the dough on the surface, and you're gonna punch a hole into the center, and you're gonna kind of stretch it out like a long like big donut, and just keep stretching that out until you have like a big roll. And afterwards, you can just go ahead and get a knife and slice it into 2 pieces until you have 2 logs. So once you have 2 logs, you're just gonna slice it into 6 equal parts for each. So we're gonna have a total of 12 balls of dough. So once you slice up the balls of dough, you can just go ahead and place them back into the bowl, and you're gonna need to cover the bowl with the damp towel just to avoid the balls of dough from drying out while you work on them. So each piece of dough will weigh around 40 grams, so it doesn't have to be like exactly 40 grams, but around that range. And afterwards, we're just gonna go ahead and prepare the bamboo steamers. So I had like a big and a small one, so I'm gonna steam 4 pieces in total in one batch. So after, we're also gonna need some parchment paper for lining, just so they don't stick to the bottoms. So just kind of like place that on each bamboo steamer, and once it's ready, just kind of set them aside first so we can work on the buns. So you need some flour for dusting, and of course you're gonna need a rolling pin. So I have a dumpling rolling pin here, which is smaller. So just shape the ball of dough into a large, like a golf-sized ball, and then just flatten it with your hand and sprinkle it with the flour, and just kind of roll it out until you get an oval shape that's around 3 by 4 inches. So once you're happy with this one, I did kind of fix the sides here a bit, just kind of make it look more round all around, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So just brush it with some oil on the surface. So I used a bit of canola oil here again, and just flip it over and fold it into half. And then you're just gonna go ahead and get a piece of parchment paper. So your parchment paper here is gonna line the bun while it's steaming. So just place it back into the bamboo steamer, and then cover it back just so to leave it to proof for a few more minutes. So we're gonna repeat this for the rest. I did make 3 more for this bigger bamboo steamer, and then I covered it, and I'm just gonna leave it to proof for 15 to 20 minutes. It's gonna get a bit larger in size. So I'm gonna add some water here into a large pan or a wok, and basically just enough water to graze the bottom of the bamboo steamer. So we're gonna leave this to boil, and once it boils, go ahead and add in the bamboo steamer, and then just leave for it to simmer and steam. You can add a bit more water if you feel like the water is drying out, just so it doesn't burn. And then basically you're just gonna leave the buns to steam for around 8 to 10 minutes. Make sure not to open it because it will dry out when you open it too soon. So I just left mine to steam. So I did also take a peek into the buns, which I don't recommend because they tend to deflate when you open it, when it gets exposed. So once you take out the bamboo steamer, go ahead and add in a smaller one. And then after steaming, don't open the bamboo basket yet. Leave it to sit for around 10 minutes just so it doesn't dry up. So afterwards, you can see here how like light and fluffy they are. And basically, we're just gonna go ahead and fill these up later, but I just want to show you how they look like. So they didn't stick because of the oil, and just basically put that on a tray or a chopping board in my case, and cover it with a towel so it doesn't dry out, doesn't get cool that fast while you prepare the rest. So I prepare like 4 per batch, so I just roll it out again, and then I repeated this for the rest of the balls of dough and brush it with oil, and I placed it back into the bamboo steamer so I could just cook up 4 more pieces and until I finished all the 12 pieces of dough. So basically, I also cooked everything, and you can store it in a container and store it in the fridge or in the freezer. I just made sure to line it with parchment paper so they don't stick together. So these are super handy to have, and we're gonna basically fill these up now. I added in the pickled cucumber and carrots and some of the hoisin mushrooms. So I'm gonna add a recipe link in the description box below, plus some kimchi, and then garnished with some green onions. And then I'm also gonna add in some of the peanuts, and basically there's my GUA BAOS. And I basically just filled up the rest as well and added in a lot of filling. And it's totally up to you what you want to include. So I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.